welcome back to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. We're here with Kurt and Kevin of Believer, part 2 of the interview. Kevin, try not to talk so much this time.
Yeah, I'm not saying a thing.
Yeah. Hey Matt, why don't you start with the questions?
Awesome, thank you. Like you were talking earlier about the classical music and stuff like that, especially violins. You guys really predate a lot of other bands with that. So like you guys started doing that way before a lot of the bands were doing it. So F those guys. That's not a question.
That's a statement.
Was it, at the time, did you really feel like you were doing something groundbreaking, or you were just like, hey, this sounds cool, I'm just going to do it? Like,
Hey, this sounds cool, we're going to do it.
pretty much.
I mean, Scott Laird plays violin, so he was I was in high school and he was the orchestra teacher.
Oh, nice.
Fresh out of college. My high school hired him to be our string teacher, and he was like, I need a cellist, you know, so he was like, you play guitar, you play cello. And I was like, all right, sure. He had massive hair, you know, so I like jam on cello. So he was my teacher, and it was one of those things where like, yeah, we're doing this record, and it'd be great to like write something with you. And that was Extraction, so the beginning of Extraction. And then his sister was who was the opera singer. Yeah, so we said, well, let's do something, on the next record a little bit different, with the violins, because we wanted to do that and integrate it a little bit more. So it was just really like just sitting around, like we all loved classical music and stuff like that. And it was like, well, how can we like incorporate some actual string instruments with the heavy stuff? And we did that. And then Dimensions, it was kind of like, okay, we'll do this for Dimensions, and then that's because I mean, people are like, oh, why didn't you do another
where do you
symphonic album? And it's like,
where do you go?
We're not like a symphonic band.
Plus, everybody is
we
kind
did
of
it.
off you by then. So.
Yeah, it's like we did it. But it was fun. I mean, it was great, and but it wasn't like, oh, let's do something groundbreaking. It wasn't anything like that.
Right.
Just the right circumstances.
Cool. I had read somewhere, I don't remember if it's an interview or something, that you said in the early days you were into really like proggy kind of stuff, but you weren't confident in your musical ability to do that, so you decided to play thrash. It's like,
no, it's absolutely true. I mean, we weren't that good, and it was one of those things that we listened to it a lot. I mean, like Yes, and some early Yes, and Kansas, and of course Rush and stuff like that. But we were, we just weren't there yet. You know what I mean, with our timing, especially with the timing. So, but we worked on that a lot. Before Sanity. Sanity was just that. I had chicken pox in the house for 2 weeks, and I wrote Sanity.
Nice.
So I was a little bit insane at that point.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was, yeah. It was very ironic.
There are a lot of current kind of prog metal bands out there now, like Mastodon, that do pretty well. Are you guys fans of the current prog metal bands?
Yeah.
Keep up with any of that stuff?
A lot of stuff.
If you guys played with Mastodon, I would probably die the day after I saw that concert.
We'd love to play with that. It would
Probably would
be
too.
amazing. Yeah, it'd be great.
At some point, Matt's probably going to throw his panties up there.
Probably going to happen.
That's dangerous.
I think Kev keeps up with more of kind of like the more underground metal scene than I do.
Oh yeah, the newer stuff, or just underground? Anything in particular?
Everything, really.
Mm-hmm. You're like, what are you listening to now? Like, what do you got on your iPod or?
I can tell you that he's an avid shopper because he always has some new tunes.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know.
You have a lot. I mean,
yeah, you're always spouting. You're always
like the new
promoting
Napalm
something.
Death.
Okay,
I'm really into that.
I love Napalm Death.
$9.99.
Can't think of what.
Pestilence you were talking about.
Pestilence. That's good stuff.
Right.
Lana Del Rey.
Leprous.
Leprous.
That's like a proggy band. So keep up on it.
cool.
How many hobos live in your dreadlocks?
What?
I washed them the other day, so actually nothing. No, nobody now.
You washed them. I had dreads. Remember?
Yeah.
And I understand what that means. Washing them. You mean going like this with like soap?
It's really hard, and the water was like brown.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was pretty nasty. But so not knowing right now, they left.
I just like the point they used hobo. It was a good choice of words.
Hobo.
Could have said bum, but hobo was way better.
It's a fun word.
You're artsy.
I guess. Very artsy.
Isn't it? Hobo.
We'll be back.
Well, speaking of newer metal, Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage is kind of a big fan of yours, anybody at home doesn't know that, he was on your last album with you, and kind of important in getting you guys back on a label and starting up again, right?
Yeah, Howard. It was interesting because Borovoy, Blabbermouth, we were talking, as we were writing for Gabriel, and he said, he's like, Killswitch and Gage, Howard Jones, really big fan. He's like, you should call him. He'd love to talk to you or whatever. So sorry, I'm like mumbling.
Yes, you got very quiet all of a sudden.
I got very quiet.
It's
okay. My voice is like thrash, dude. So I talked to Howard, and he was like telling me things about the band that I didn't even know. But really cool guy. And I said, why don't you just come in and hang with us for a weekend? Fly you in and do some stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. The Gabriel album, when we did that, we had a bunch of people were like, hey, we heard your recording. Can I do something like Darren from CKY? Joe Rico from Sacrifice and stuff. And it was kind of like a buddy thing. It was very cool.
Nice.
So that was fun. So Howard, Howard was like, you guys should really put this out. We weren't going to put anything out, actually. We were just going to sit on it, do it for fun or whatever. And Howard's like, you guys should put this out. I was talking to Brian Slagle, and he said, if you hear any bands, you should just come to me and let me know. And so, of course, Brian knew who we were from the old days and stuff like that. Brian Slagle from Metal Blade, yeah. Brian's really cool. And, I said, yeah, we had our own studio. We weren't interested in kind of like the typical deal or whatever. Sure. We can do some type of business, licensing deal and stuff like that. So it was good. It's been great. Metal Blade has been fantastic. Still in touch with the guys from Roadrunner and stuff like that. We talk every once in a while, and they're really good guys. And I think it was just when we were around, we built a lot of friendships within the industry and stuff like that. So everybody's been very helpful and very cool with us. Nice. Kind of screwing around again now.
Have you had any other newer bands come up to you aside from Howard Jones and say, "Oh, you guys are such an influence on us," or "We're fans of you guys," or
We've had that. We had that from before for like Sanity and stuff like that. Like the new stuff's still kind of new. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're influencing anybody anymore. Probably not. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Just in bad ways. But yeah, we had a lot of that kind of early, and it's funny because what's a lot of bands that aren't thrash bands.
Okay, right.
Like Howard, Killswitch, and like Darren, CKY, and you know what I mean. It's like
they're
not necessarily thrash bands. It's like great musicians and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a little the red cord.
Dudes.
It's a little weird, to be like, when I was in like middle school, and
makes you feel young.
My mother used to play it while she was breastfeeding me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, it's stuff like that. It's like, really?
Well, that happened to me in December.
You got breastfed?
Yeah, well, I did, of course. But he was like, my dad was into you guys so much, and can't wait to go home and tell him, I seen you guys tonight and stuff.
My dad was so into it. It's like, oh, man.
You're my grandfather's favorite band.
Yeah. We're
my
waiting for
grandfather
that.
did enjoy Dies I Ride. I played it.
Really? Yeah.
He was a choir leader.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah, that was funny because like when we like Bam Margera and he's got a club, so we played there, and like the Jackass guys were there and stuff. But he brings his mom over, he's like, these are the guys. Remember when I like caught the car on fire? And that song with like the opera.
The
and
one time I caught the car on fire.
Yeah, and she's like, oh yeah. She's like, oh no way, that's great. Yeah. So that was it. But it's like you think back, I'm like, wow, that's an old video. I remember when the first kind of CKY stuff.
You guys started playing, shows again in the last few years, or whatever.
Yeah.
How would you say they compare it to the days of your, going back? What is the difference of a show now as opposed to a show back in the
Way
day?
less people in there. That's interesting. I think, I don't know. Everybody's young. But every once in a while, there's the old guys walking around and stuff like that. it's
a lot of arm crossers.
Yeah, a lot of arm crossers.
Yeah.
There's not as much leather and studs.
Right.
Mullets.
Probably more chicks. It's not like it's total dudes.
Yeah.
Not the sausage fest.
It's not any. Yeah, it's
used to be super
different.
gay back in the day.
What?
So it sounds like leather and studs and lots of dudes.
I'm talking. Oh wait,
Priest?
well, you're young, so I
Yeah.
mean, Destruction, Slayer. Yeah, they had leather and studs and spikes.
It was super gay.
That was the
It wasn't
scene.
It was,
That
Wasn't gay at the time.
No.
Okay.
That's what they said. That was the scene.
But so it's a little different. But I think people expect what I like about it is people expect more musically. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And the sound is so much better. The technology and stuff like that. It's way more fun for us, I think, on stage because the technology's better. We can do more and hear it. And before you'd be lucky to get monitors.
Oh right.
It's crazy. So.
Now, Kevin, we've developed a friendship on Facebook,
Yes,
right?
absolutely,
For a while now,
Bromance.
quite a while, right?
Bromance.
Yeah, kind of a bromance.
Love you, man. Good night.
We bonded. Is meeting me in person everything it was cracked up to be?
Is his smell everything you thought?
His musk.
His musk.
Good pizza, good host. Absolutely.
All right. How about you?
Really?
Got the good stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Now, another question I have, speaking of Facebook, is how come you're not on there?
It's my job.
That's his
Oh,
job,
yeah?
man. I don't want people knowing
Who
what I'm
runs the
doing or
Flavor
where I'm
page?
in.
Is it? Oh, you were.
So Jeff King, the keyboard guy and stuff, and does bass, does a bunch of stuff.
Does the calf massages? Is that?
Yeah, the
it?
calf massage.
He does the calf massages. Man with many talents. That's how he makes his living doing websites
Well, I thought you were going to say calf massages.
and calves.
Gotta pay the bills.
$5 a calf. It's not bad.
That's a good deal.
Nice. Are you checking your notes there, Jeffrey?
Are you?
I might have been.
Can I
I was trying to do it secretively. Did you notice that?
You make too much noise checking your notes.
Yeah, it's crinkling. Actually, this is a good question that somebody I know came up with. For somebody that might be in this room right now.
Sweet.
And they said, what is your most prized possession? Both of you. What is your most prized possession?
Don't say something like kids. That doesn't count.
No.
Also, can't say wife.
It has to be like an inanimate object.
Yeah.
Like my favorite guitar, my favorite bowling ball. I don't know if you guys are into bowling.
It can't be
balls.
like gay porn. It has to be like specific
Right,
gay porn.
sure. Oh, it has to be like a title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaving Ryan's Private or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Favorite possession?
favorite
I don't
guitar.
have
Well, think of it this way.
I mean, the guitars are, but it's gotta be.
I love my root. My 7-string Les Paul would be mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like
That's
if
very
my
cool.
house was on fire.
Right, you had to run in and get one
Like
thing.
if I had to run in and get
Not
one
because it was a
thing.
valuable, most valuable, but something you means the most to you.
His
My
cock
dog.
rings.
Dog.
That's
Yeah.
no,
You have that
that's not,
already.
it's not inanimate.
Yeah.
Right, but
Kind of falls
if
into
it was
child.
on fire, I would
Yeah,
run
yeah,
in and grab my
Well,
dog.
Let's
Okay.
assume all the
Let's assume all the animals
people
are out.
Yeah,
okay.
All the living creatures are out.
Are out.
Two
I
hands. Two guitar.
yeah. So I like the original Yngwie Malmsteen Strat.
Nice.
Yeah, that was when they first came out. When Yngwie first designed them. I got this call from this music store. I'm like, Kurt, we know you play scallop fretboards, blah blah blah. And, Fender's producing this Yngwie one with scallop fretboards, so he sent it to me. And it's like didn't even have a case at the time. They were like brand new. So I think I would probably grab that.
Nice.
I can't think of anything else. I mean, it's a
Ingrid doesn't make
guitar.
donuts, by the way.
Dude, he loves donuts.
What? Yeah. Looks like he loves
He
donuts.
loves donuts.
Still plays
Yeah,
it.
that's probably it. That's probably it.
Those are good answers.
Not the Charvel?
The Charvel. I mean, yes, I have the Charvel, like from the
Oh, the ice cream
Sanity
cake?
Obscure videos.
Ice cream cake. Remember Charvel?
There's no H's.
Yeah.
Yes, the Charvel. That's hanging on the wall. So
You got two hands.
that's brutal. I don't know.
But I can grab like 2 English.
Oh yeah.
The Charvel, that's beat. That's unplayable. That's retired. So.
You were talking about being still on good terms with Roadrunner and everything. Has there been any talk of maybe reissuing the older stuff, anything, or any? Because I know didn't M8 do like Mortality and Sanity?
There's so much like legal bunk with those first albums. So Roadrunner did put Dimensions on iTunes finally and stuff like that. So you can get Dimensions on iTunes. Sanity though, and stuff like just from the who owns it and who owns the copyrights and stuff like that's a problem.
Well, I guess the most important question is
for the evening.
For now.
Yeah, this is where like done forever.
No. You'll be back for the news.
There's no forever with Metal Rules.
Yeah. No, we have.
Shoot you in the head.
I got like 15 news.
Yeah, right. We're gonna shoot guns.
We're gonna shoot guns. Are you guys honored to appear on Metal Rules TV and why?
Nope. Yes. Golden Rock. Is that good?
Pizza's a good enough reason.
Good answers.
Of course.
Any answer on
You guys are like semi-cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we have nothing better
Picture on
than
the
that.
wall is cool.
Yeah.
Pop rocks. It's all good.
Helmets.
Pop rocks.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was
Thank
awesome.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Are you gonna carry me to my car?
Yeah, I will if you want.
And we'll film it.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button or watch other videos and give us money. Or I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Bye.
happening.
Yeah.
Brian, pause it.
Throw us your pennies, please.
Shekels.